We onboarded our online store. Within that front end, back end, data messaging, different layers are there. These are all things we onboarded with our Kubernetes environment. So within the Azure, I used Kubernetes clusters and load balancer, different components we used. But we need to manage this environment. For that, we need our ops team also. Traditional environment, there are SRE engineers, site reliability engineers. If anything goes wrong, they will try to check the issues and they will try to fix the issues also. So in this use case, let us try to onboard our Azure SRE agent. So let us see how to onboard Azure SRE agent, and let us see that. So just go back to your Azure portal. So just see. So this is the one Azure SRE agent. Currently it is in preview mode. So you can see that. Let us create an agent. Create an agent. So here two things you need to see. One is your SRE agent resource group. Let us see this picture. I'm trying to create one SRE agent resource group. So just see, there's the subscription. Within this subscription, two resource group I'm creating. So one is SRE agent resource group. One resource group for SRE agent. Other resource group for our resources, whatever resources are there. It means I would like to monitor my resources through this agent. So here we already created our resources. Just see, this is our resource group for our Kubernetes clusters. Right? Kubernetes clusters. So we used some resource group. So what is the resource group name? You can refer for documentation also. Okay. So you can see this picture, or just go to, this is a Kubernetes cluster. This is a Kubernetes cluster, you can see. This is our running Kubernetes cluster. So here onboarded different services. Just go back to this resource Kubernetes cluster. So you can see this is the resource group. So this is the resource group you can see. So now two resource group we need to mention. One is, just go back to our SRE agent now. One is a resource group for SRE agent. I'm trying to use one resource group, but here only specific region only we need to use. Sweden, it is only SRE agent as of now. It is available with Sweden Central. Okay, Sweden Central. Let us mention SRE agent RG Sweden. Right? Still it is in preview mode. Okay. So once it is done, just mention your agent name. Okay. SRE online store, let us say. Our application is online store, which is hosted in the Kubernetes cluster. Online store agent. Okay. SRE agent. We selected Sweden Central. Now just select your resource groups. Okay. So whatever components you are going to manage through SRE agent. Okay. See. So these are Kubernetes cluster resource group, right? Just now here we mentioned Kubernetes. Okay. So just now here we mentioned. Okay. Now just mention these resource groups. What is the, here we can call managed resource groups. We can call managed resource groups. So you can call managed resource group. So just select this resource groups. So choose resource group. Just select your Kubernetes cluster resource group. And you can also see whenever you're creating Kubernetes resources, you can see two resource groups. One is infra resource groups. Let me show you that as well. Just go to all resources. Let me show you this. Just go to all resources. So just see, this is the infra related resource group. Okay. So we need two resource group. Let us mention these two also. Okay. One resource group name is, okay, e-commerce online resource group. So let us mention manage resource group. Just select this resource group. And one more is MC for Kubernetes infra resources. Let us add this. Okay. And save. Okay. And if you need other resource group, let us say, so here I onboarded other resources like some web app service, logic apps. As of now, SRE agent was applicable for only few resources, Kubernetes, app service, and logic apps. Right? So you can add other resource groups, resource groups also. So here I added these resource groups. Next, okay, just see these options. So do you want to provide agent permissions? This is the SRE agent, right? A agent, you can see that. Azure provided A agent. Do you want to provide privileged or reader? As of now, I would like to provide reader. The agent has read-only permission on the resource groups it manages. It takes user permission temporarily for approved actions, whatever actions it is going to perform. So let us say for monitoring all these things or taking actions. Similar way, if you mention privileged, you can see the agent has permissions to take approved actions. Okay. So as of now, I'm selecting reader. Just see detailed options also here. Okay. And also just see, so here I mentioned option, right? Just create. So once you create it, it will generate a chatbot, you can say. So within that, you can ask your queries. Suppose if you are trying to troubleshoot your environment, your Kubernetes environment, you can troubleshoot that. So it may take some time. And also, meanwhile, you can see Azure SRE agent official documentation also. Azure SRE agent. Okay. Currently, it is in preview mode. Okay. So you can see this official documentation also. Okay. Overview. Okay. So these are all different scenarios, features you can see. Okay. Reliability and performance of your Azure resources. Welcome thread, daily thread, right? Agent creates resource report, summarize the state and status of services in your managed resource group. Managed resource group, nothing but this one. So whatever resource group you selected, within that some resources will be there, right? So these things will be applicable. Daily thread, welcome thread, tooling, right? Data sources, access to Azure Resource Manager API and Azure Monitor metric data source. Right? Proactive monitoring, automated mitigation also. Suppose if you are facing any issues, you can have, if you upload that specific scenario, it will give you the automated mitigation as well. Okay. Also, it will try to identify infrastructure best practices. Okay. Identify and remediate resource not following the security best practices. Infra components, you can say Kubernetes, app service, whatever components are there. As of now, we don't have virtual machines, right? And also just see accelerate root cause analysis. Okay. Also resource visualization. Also, you can identify your resources also. So now let us see. Just see here. So here we completed our SRE agent. Now just see here. This is the bot, you can see that. Azure agent. Now just see, first it is trying to read your existing resources. Whatever resources are there, first it is trying to read your existing resources. Just see here. Here we mentioned two managed resources. One is e-commerce online store, other one is our infra resources. These two things you can see that. Okay. And also just see here how many resources it is trying to analyze, total 1 or 3 resources. And also just see Kubernetes services, you can see that 2 services. These are service you can see. And also suggested prompts also. Suppose if you are trying to ask some questions, it is giving some suggestions. Or if you want, you can ask your own suggestions also. Also just see prompt library also there. These are prompt library. If you are asking some questions, it's keep on adding. Right? So now let's see. List Kubernetes services. Kubernetes deployments. Let us ask some questions. Deployments. Okay. If you ask some questions, it will ask, first it will try to read the existing data. listing the source types. Okay, so you can see that I found so-and-so cluster and so-and-so resource group. So whenever you're asking any question, first you need to see, suppose if you need more details, just need to mention accurate data also, resource group name and resource name. These are all things also you need to mention. Okay. Now, okay, so there's the one. Okay, the next. So here you can see it identified one cluster. Do you want me to go with the specific cluster or not? It is asking. Now here I mentioned, and it is enabling some instruction also. Just see. So whenever it is trying to execute some commands, here we mentioned read, right? So reader only. That's why it is asking us to mention authorize command. Just authorize. Suppose if you are trying to troubleshoot some issues, it will give you some suggestions. If you authorize, so that it will change the configuration also. Okay, it is saying that permissions. That's okay. Okay, okay. You need to mention proper permissions also. Okay, just see proper permissions also. Just see here they mentioned permissions also. Let me show you the other documentation as well. So create Azure SRE agent. So just go back to the section. Okay, these are all permission you need to mention. Okay, role-based access control, administrator, user access control. This section, and also just see by using these commands you can see that. Okay, you need to run these commands also. Okay, access to Sweden control region. During preview, the only allowed region for SRE agent is Sweden. Currently, this region is available in the Sweden region only. Okay. Also, you can ask some other questions also. Okay. List, is there any performance issues? Okay. With pods. Okay. So what is the cluster name? Cluster online store. Let us mention these values also. Kubernetes cluster name, okay, online store, okay, and also just see our resource group name also. Let us mention. What is the resource group name? This is the one. Okay, a resource group name. Okay. Group name. Okay. Okay. Enter. Okay. So again, you need to mention authorize. Okay. That's okay. As of now, we have some permission issues, but if you mention we mentioned reader access, right? Instead of that, you can change permissions also. Also, you need to execute these commands also. Let us execute these commands once. So let me try to execute these commands once. Okay. So just see, let me enter this command. Azure provider register namespace. This one let us mention. Just go to your Cloud Shell. Also, you can try list all resource group managed by your, all your subscriptions. Okay, so you can add it. Just trying to list all resource groups across your Azure subscription. Okay, so in this way, you can start using your Azure SRE agent like to identify issues, to simplify your activities like troubleshooting issues. Suppose if you are trying to fix some issues, you can start using your SRE agent, Azure SRE agent with your, as of now, they are offering limited resources, but in future they may offer other resources also. So today we discussed about Azure SRE agent and how we can simplify our troubleshooting mechanism or as a SRE engineer. So these are all things we can address with SRE agent. Please see the documentation below. If you like this video, please share it and see you in the next video.